I'll tell you, man, I really had no idea where to go. So your program and talking to you kind of gave me the roadmap to get me from I know what I want to do and how do I do it to getting started. In the beginning, I had zero experience doing any editing whatsoever of video, and being able to take what I thought looked good and put it out there for the guys to take a look at and having them say, sure, that looks good, but here's what you could do to tweak it. Man, that took my videos from good to great. I can't imagine how far behind I would be if I hadn't invested in Jacob's program. And the amount of knowledge that he gives you with his learning modules is just phenomenal to begin with. But then to be able to reach out to Jacob and the other guys and have questions about whatever, or you see other guys ask the question that you were too scared to, and get the answer to it. It's irreplaceable.
All right, I am on with Drew. We've been working together for what, 3.5, 4 months now at this point. Got
Yeah.
to hang out with you in person back in the Dallas meetup this summer. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been great having you in the program. What would you say like your experience has been since you joined?
So I really enjoyed the learning modules, like starting off with the modules and having kind of a template to go by on here are the things I need to knock out. I think that was probably the biggest help initially. But I'll tell you what, I found the most value in having that community between you and all the drone pilots out there there's not a question I can ask that someone hasn't encountered yet. So it's been pretty phenomenal in getting me to where people are actually paying me to do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's sweet. So when you say the community, just kind of like having that, because there's probably like 40 other guys in the program, different levels of, skill. Like what questions were you able to kind of like throw in there and get feedback on and stuff?
I think the most helpful was probably in the beginning. I had zero experience doing any editing whatsoever of video, and being able to take what I thought looked good and put it out there for the guys to take a look at and having them say, sure, that looks good, but here's what you could do to tweak it. Um, Man, that took my videos from good to great, and they continue to get better with practice. So I really like that aspect of it, and then also being able to have them review social media content, website, stuff like that, especially with some of the snags that we come across that we may not even realize. We're not putting the right wording on our website, and to have someone who's been there, done that, and say, hey, that sounds good, but if you change it to this, the search engine might find it, or the right customer might interpret that better. That's been a really big help.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely nice being able to get, obviously my feedback, but then other people in the program like, hey, this is what I would do and, change it up because anything that we put out there on the marketing side is just crucial that it attracts the right people. And so, yeah, you definitely asked a ton of questions throughout, the program, which is awesome. Um, so when you started, kind of give me like a little bit of the summary on like where you were at before you joined and then maybe like where you are now and kind of what you learned so far.
Sure. So when I started, I had just gotten my 107, and I had ordered a couple of drones. All I had to use before was kind of play toys. So um, in the time that I've been with you, I've gotten signed up on Pilot Networks, done a couple jobs through there. Even have a recurring job through there doing construction updates. And I've actually had a couple of bookings directly through my website now. Um,
Nice. Way to go.
yeah, so and I'll tell you, man, I really had no idea where to go. So your program and talking to you kind of gave me the roadmap to get me from I know what I want to do and how do I do it to getting started. So
Nice. I love that. And you got some pretty expensive drones over there, don't you?
I do. I have this thing where it's like buy once, cry once. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I've done. I don't want to be able to have to tell someone that I can't do the job because my equipment can't do it.
Mm.
And I know I'm not as experienced as I need to be yet on that equipment to make it do everything it needs to do. So the equipment does not make the man. All right. You have to have the skill. You can't overcompensate by getting really fancy, expensive stuff. But at least this way I can grow into my drones. So I can provide the best product for my clients.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's always nice to have another just, I mean, each of the drones are just tools, right?
Yes.
You can use it really, really well, or you can not use it at all. And it's, you being able to have the option to use it, but also the skill level to back it up. So that's great, man. What would you say to pilots out there who, got their license and maybe they're interested in potentially joining the program, but they're kind of on the fence about it and they're like, I don't know, like, what is this all about? Like, is Jacob real? Is he an AI? Like, what would you say to those guys?
I'll tell you, I had the same concerns, and I only look at it this way. It's been an investment. Um, you have to, you're going to have to put up a little bit of money to begin with to start your business. And to me, this is an operating expense. I can't imagine how far behind I would be if I hadn't invested in Jacob's program. And the amount of knowledge that he gives you with his learning modules is just phenomenal to begin with. But then to be able to reach out to Jacob and the other guys and have questions about whatever, or you see other guys ask the question that you were too scared to, and get the answer to it. It's irreplaceable. It really is. I haven't seen anything come anywhere close to it that I can find for free online. So don't just think, oh, I can go to Reddit, because good luck there.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you throw stuff on a forum, either you don't get a good answer or you just get like shredded. Like, why don't you
That's
know this? Like, you should know this by now. You're not professional. And it's like, okay, well, that
absolutely,
didn't help at all.
absolutely.
Well, cool, man. It's been good working with you. I know we did that first, Dallas drone crew meetup. What was your experience there? Because that was kind of our first one. And after that, I'm like, man, I kind of want to do more of these. Like, what do you like about that?
Oh yeah, that was a blast. Getting to meet some of the folks that I'd only talked to through Slack and Instagram and all that. Getting to meet them and have a conversation and talk about stuff other than drones, and at the same time, having 7 or 8 drones up in the air and getting to coordinate with each other on, okay, this is my sector, this is yours. Overall, it was a great experience, a lot of fun and good time practicing flying too.
Nice. Yeah. I was like, man, this is more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
That's why I hadn't done one. And I was like, man, this is really cool. Like seeing all these guys in person, and it's like you're not on a Zoom rectangle anymore. It's like real, and being able to kind of just do that in-person stuff. It's unbeatable. So
oh yeah.
thanks for coming to that, and just thanks for, your participation in the program. And you came to a lot of the group calls, like you showed up and you were putting in a lot of the work, asking questions, and really that's what separates people from not really getting the most out of it and like maximizing it. It's like getting your questions answered, figuring out like where you're struggling, asking those questions, being vulnerable and being okay sharing that stuff, and then being willing to get feedback. So appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. It's been great to be in the program, and I look forward to what else I can learn from you.
Sweet.